Hello and welcome to Cracking the Cryptic. Now this puzzle's been sent to us by somebody called Lakshmi, who asks us about how the Sudoku program he was using selected a particular cell for a hint when he got stuck. So I'm going to go through this and get hopefully to the point where Lakshmi got to. And then we'll see. So let's just have a go at solving this puzzle. It's just an ordinary classic Sudoku. 4's there, give us a 4 down here. It's the only place it can go in this box. 9 in column 7 has to be here, which gives us a 2 here. 1 and 8 down there. Reasonably straightforward start. We've finished that box. Just go over here. 4. 1, 7. In case you can't see how that's working, this cell here, once we had 8, 3, 2 over here, the only possibility in this cell was a 4. Then we have to split 1 and 7 between these two cells, and there's a 1 up here. So all relatively straightforward. These two have to be 3 and 5 because 3 and 5 are in that box. But I don't know the order. Same with those two being 2 and 4. 9 and 6 here, we can tell which way around they are because of the 6 here. 8, 1 and 2 to put in here, or the 8s and 1s above are useful. 7 here and also here. That means the only place we can put a 7 in this box is there. That puts a 7 here. 6, because of this 6 and this 6 and this 6. There must be a 6 in that cell to fill that box. In fact, we've done most of the 6s now. I think we can finish off all the 6s like that. This cell, there's only one possibility now because of what's in its row and column. And that lets us finish off that box as well. 3 and 7 up here, we can put them in because of this 7. 5, 1, 8. Again, the 8s and 1s help resolve that. So quite a lot done already. But I'm pretty sure we haven't got to the point where Lakshmi was asking us how the computer was resolving what to do next. Yeah, it's getting a little stickier now, I can see. What am I missing? A 1. That must be there. In fact, that finishes off all the 1s. 2 and 4 must be a pair here. Pairs are very powerful in boxes. You can see that 4 and 2 there and 4 and 2 there are ruling out those cells, and that's why it's there. Now that gives us 3s as a pair in this box and 5s as a pair. They're a bit offset, but they could be useful. 6, 8, 4. 2 must be in one of those two. But 5 and 3 are a little bit harder to determine. Oops, up here, 5 must be in one of those 3, and 3 in one of those 3. Now, what else have we got? 8. 8, yes, 8 is sorted there. In fact, that's the last 8, so they're all done as well. Now it's getting a bit stickier. This 3 gives us a 3 either here or here, and these 9s give us a 9 either here or here. Now 3s as well, here or here. That 9, I'm going to come back to that in a moment, because in the program Lakshmi was using, which I think is a fairly common app, I think Lakshmi then asked for a hint at this point and was told which of these cells was a 9. And he's asked us, he or she has asked us, how do you determine which of those is a 9? And I think my answer here is not going to be a straightforward how you do that. My answer is going to be that I honestly don't think that these programs are doing any human thinking about this at all, unfortunately. What they're doing instead is just telling you another number that you haven't got. And I think they pick it at random. I can't see that there's anything else going on there. I can't see how the next step of this puzzle at this point is to determine which of those is a 9. Now, what would I do to disambiguate this? Well, you see, this is interesting. Look, this is useful. If this was a 3 here, this is a bit of a logic chain, then of the 2 3s up here, we can tell that this one's the 3. That rules these 2 out from being 3s. It puts a 3 here, a 3 here, and suddenly there's nowhere left in this box for a 3. 3 has been ruled out of there, so it would have to be here, which is in the same row as this hypothetical 3 that we started with. So this cell is not a 3. This one's a 3. This one's a 3. That 3 makes this one a 5. We can sort out that 3-5 pair now. Resolve that cell must be a 5. In fact, this is the 3. After all, that's the correct one. This one isn't, and this one isn't. Now, we've got a 9 here and a 9 here, so we can now place 9 there. Now we know that there's a 9 there. But I do not believe that the program that Lakshmi was using was going through the process with a chain like that, either on 3s or anything else, to determine which of those was a 9. I'm afraid it's just done it randomly, and that is not what you get if you sign up, if you buy one of our apps. We provide you with puzzles, and if you ask for hints, the computer we will guide you with our hints to learn better how to solve puzzles. I think that's something that real Sudoku fans actually genuinely appreciate, is gaining some understanding of techniques to solve puzzles. Now, I'm not saying that we would always find that particular chain of 3s in a puzzle, but it's one of the possibilities. What I am saying is that when you click on our puzzles for hints, you get hints that are actually useful, in that A, they kind of train you about how puzzles are done, things to look for. Always very useful, for instance, to find those pairs in boxes. They rule out possibilities that otherwise can't be ruled out. And then occasionally when you do get stuck, well, there are various ways to disambiguate them. Simon, as you know, looks more for X-wings and swordfish. I'm more looking out for chain possibilities that can disambiguate what one's got left with. So that's how I would have done this puzzle, or it's how I would have done it today. It can change. Now, what we have got, that if you're interested, let us know. Simon did a puzzle, I think it was released on Christmas Day, the video, where he ended up working out one way of resolving some difficult areas in a classic Sudoku, and he mentioned the bug system. I think he actually did it himself using some form of X-wing. I did the same puzzle because I thought I was meant to be doing that puzzle that day. Funnily enough, I recorded my own solve, and what we could put up is my finish to the puzzle, which differs from Simon's, so you could compare and contrast. I think we're thinking of doing that at some point in the future. So that's something that we could put up as a sort of puzzle for the day at some point, an explanation, if you like, of the, or at least a comparison of the differences between our approaches to the finish of a difficult puzzle. This puzzle, I think, was fairly difficult, not at the start at all, where these right-hand boxes and the bottom boxes were filled in pretty quickly, to be fair. But that finish where we got to, where Lakshmi had to ask for a hint, unsurprisingly, and my chain of 3s was reasonably complex. I think we had to highlight at least 5 cells to work out why 3s were impossible to be here. However, once that was done, as so often with Sudoku, the rest really fell into place quite quickly. And now I think that's one of the beauties of Sudoku in a way, is that once you get over the stumbling block, the whole thing falls very neatly into place. And I mean, the interesting thing about these computer-generated apps is that despite the fact that they're done by trial and error, effectively, they still often produce really nice puzzles. And I think that's one of the beauties of Sudoku in a way, is that you can get really nice puzzles out of computers effectively. Now, we like to make sure that in our apps that the puzzles that you're solving are definitely really nice puzzles in their own right. So again, I think it's a very good advert for our app, and not such a good one for wherever this puzzle came from. On the other hand, if you do know how the puzzle had determined that this was a 9 early on, do let us know in the comments, because that would be very interesting to see. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Hope to see you again soon on Cracking the Cryptic. Do subscribe if you haven't. If you can sponsor us on Patreon, that would be lovely. And buy our apps, because they're good. That's why. See you soon. Bye for now.